have every confidence in His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Say he will stay his foot, he will stay his hands on the steering wheel to steer us to continue on that consistent growth and to at least establish a certain system. Ayebeka say for once, yasako yechi. When you say reset, it means say you started from somewhere rightly well with our founding fathers. Now so Edrum Bribinu, say either say you call overspeed. Ana ye de pintuane nyama etutu ye entice are affected, and we need to reposition ourselves rightly so for further development.
Moving on up, Mamimbisa easily okay say on person football nebe.
But football is the biggest game in Ghana.
That's
everywhere.
In ministry, you say Ministry of Football and other matters. Only GFM, to say.
Well, Kwame, we have a good working relationship.
You do?
Yeah, we do. We have a good working relationship. Well, I work with everybody. And one thing about me, and it's I first don't see people as problems.
Okay.
What the Michelle baby say, Juma, as problem. I try to see the problems and see how we can relate to deal with the problems. But say say do point to me. Let me say, the problems we have seen, maybe the human factor is also huge. And the human factor, the human is not allowing us to correct it. Yeah. Then as a problem.
Nyenta me bisa relationship ne say yenyantie Black Stars na Black Stars game biano Yeboah be $1 million. Na oba and waba beti suma efi for no penny away.
Well, people may not be happy. Yes, sports generally.
No question $1 million per game.
Averagely, we're spending around that.
$1 million per game.
Yeah.
And now by what is so say?
In about some of it is even maybe less than, especially in home ones, less than 600. And the other one we do like about 750, 800 sometimes.
And I hear the FA is not happy. Okay.
Well, I don't see it say they are not happy.
But
because Kwame, you always say yeah. Don't forget, say Omaina Kasano from the president, we decided say there's some level of austerity, so we must manage Nyaewo. There are certain things I will defend. Where Kaikra Mampeniko can say no first class travels, Na Ghana Fokra can say players, the national team players, na yet our friends say Mumbe ball nibinu. Man fly business. That one I defended say no. Because for some of them, nipa no bebo ball memenda. Na some men na you say on through plane number down to Ghana to go to training camp by the next Sunday. At least untumi manu shekra manu a comfortable leg space, because he is supposed to do what recovery training after a game. Onya sa kwenya na recovery training and you say okotina play no provide the person some leg space to be able
some
to
comfort.
Some comfort, so that or back to camper he will still be very efficient. I defended that, and we cannot do without those ones. But nyama bi wo ho Kwame, we can take it off. Some of it, we just see it say waste per se, and we can have alternatives. And we have found alternatives to deal with those things. And we've qualified for the World Cup.
How are we preparing for World Cup?
Well,
so
the way to success is training, and more trial matches. Unfortunately, Africa assembled in Morocco for the African Cup. So, akwenya bia and try and players to see how well. If we had qualified for African Cup of Nations, you say at least group stages, 3 games. You be free. You performing here. You be quarter finals. And then to semis and maybe to finals, we would have gotten some 6 or 7 games to play and to try our players. Unfortunately, so we've lost that. The only other way is say you more friendlies with competitive countries.
Yes, any Korea and Japan next
year. Japan, but this week Japan, bebo. Now next week Korea for so.
Are they competitive enough?
Yeah, I think they are. Japan in either October or September during that window, Omuni Brazil for Yeboah friendly, and they scored Brazil. They beat Brazil, and Brazil sent their full set. So if Japan, you see the Asian group, almost style of football, it is a computer. So when you want bonus, say you live up to expectation. It means say you are good. Don't forget, say young qualifiers, we played against African countries.
Yeah.
So the style of play is different, and we know say who call World Cup, we need Asians, bebo, we need Europeans, bebo, we need North and South Americans, bebo. So you would have to begin to also try against them. So this time we want to go to the Asian region and try some competitive friendlies with them. If you are now, you better try another area. So we will be looking to another area, almost style, different. So we go and try them again. So that before I ever call World Cup, we had come against different style of play.
Ain't this week, you need Japan, Yeboah?
Yeah, you need Japan.
Next week, you need South Korea.
Yeah.
Part of preparations for World Cup.
For the World Cup.
Now, aside these two countries, other countries will have higher share in Yeboah.
Yeah, you need Binusu Aidin Komo. And you know, friendlies, a lot goes into it. The financial cost, if you want to negotiate and have the best deal, cost, either say, ebe shared. And now Ukraine, Ubenya Bibi, so Ubetibianya organizers be be lead that process. Now they can take care of your cost and the cost of the other team. And now you will share. Because one negotiating here, one sharing here, the other team you are coming against may even ask you to pay for some cost for them. So you have to negotiate and get the best. But then you say you can't find any team here, say anyone but no. If you are bringing your players, you are taking them off and having. There are few FIFA windows. I think after this one, we only have another window before they will take a break for the World Cup preparation.
I see.
So we need to take advantage of those.
Talking about cost, negotiating cost near there. Banisanya Mawea, near Debia, etade, de ninkomoba, appearance fees and management fees. Appearance fees on commodity saying Black Star management for or Musika Sem and commodity say.
Well, Kwame, just last week now, cabinet ejitum in terms of putting some committees in place. So we will sit with the FA and have a conversation on near Yedebeko this World Cup, whether there will be appearance fee, and if they will, ebeyahi. And why no say omunya sa appearance fee. Why no mun sem fata say yedi bibe mahon because of the arrangement we already have for them. Because e binimu wo ho a we share omu contract no ma ye some special arrangements for them already. So that will all form part of the conversation now. Kwame Yebenya me as minister mean to me engineer hanka say I want us to have a conversation devoid of my personal biases, but we'll look at the industry, we'll look at best practices. And how can we do it? Should it be the case every time Yebeko World Cup, Sika Kakra Yebenyano, Ningina Beko into the management of the Mondial, na Yaban Sakwa. So at the end of the day, the money you spend for the qualifiers, the money you spend for the tournament, all subtract here, you come back to ground zero. Or should we make some savings and invest into sports development again for the younger ones, also to benefit? So that the players will know what is due them, the management members will know what is due them, everybody will know what is due before I ever call.
I see. And for now, we have no figures.
We have no figures to talk about.
Me who say Ubi Enyana correct. Empacho minister say na sika yeshri ewo one Black Stars match was almost $1 million. Na sisi no yateso aba between 600,000 and 750,000 depending on the match and where Yeboah. Minister, am I right?
Yeah, right.
Okay, right. Internet Obiacho says $6 million. Pacho, and yes, $6 million. Na Kofi Black Queens areas metri
Pacho Black Queens yen on the car.
Metri because at the point number diomoka.
Yeah, at the point. But you see that one also. You see, there will be beer. Sometimes we must understand. qualification bonuses. Yetia. You another one, ye mahon per diem, ye frail say brana bebo baller, ye mau bibia, ye frail, the friend per diem. We were not owing any player per diem. Qualification bonuses, we were not owing anything. Oko tournament, and we are completely different. In the case of tournament, the organization organizes our tournament, or no so was Ikabi or say then or the Maya for qualifying for the tournament.
Okay.
And for even playing up to a certain point, you was Ikabi or say or Mode Emaye. The tournament we went for in Morocco. What CAF is supposed to give Ghana, Yen Sakura then and Kanye. Even though government
up to today,
unless Abba the FA has
Musa.
Well, but nobody is listening. I've told them everything. Say Abaya Yenadwin say Obema Saskano. Indeed, Abaya may keep provision for, except say the estimates now FA Eddie Bray the command buying for release of funds. Now one for a significant portion of the estimate now can additional accommodation. And Tieko pay Morocco Hono, that was a cost we needed to pay.
Okay.
So group stage bonus you can buy I have to give instructions say and ye fasa sikano enfentia accommodation and other related expenses are up. That was how come the group stage bonus krano Monsanka. Government made provision for that already.
Okay.
In the spirit of goodwill, Omo qualify for quarterfinals, esan call for semi-finals. I even say even though they won just one game, and they would have been entitled to only $1,500, may mahon as if said they won all their 3 games.
Okay.
So at the group stage, they were to be given $4,500. They won.
Training in area.
Yeah, training in area.
Black Queens assembly anyhow. Okay.
So I told them this. So say, Sikana de ebeba. No, me say me can't tell on ebeba. I said no. If I tell you say tomorrow, not say I'm back tomorrow. Ubeka say minister, you're truthful. I don't want you, my young ladies, to describe me that way. But I can assure you, say ebeba.
Okay. I'll say I can assure you, say ebeba. Peace 104.3. Minister here in charge of sports and recreation. Your friend Kofi Adams and our studio numha. Anope na ye sports home komo onin say ka sports wa Ghana so dia na dodo na akwakoye football na Kofi inti yaka football Black Stars
yo
Otoado onin it say
excellent, he's my coach.
But you are not particularly excited with his performance.
Well, not being excited with Obini performance doesn't mean say I don't have a relationship with it. Kwame, when you say me, I'm a teacher. I teach students.
Yeah.
Those times in Adisade College, between Chiremo Friday, Bakobenya be 80 over 100. Make us say no room for improvement. Another person benya be 70, and I congratulate the person because meaning bibia nipanu every odiaba bedru sa 70. So I see quite a lot of progress. Another person will get 80, but I'll still critique that person, even though 80 is sometimes even higher than 70.
It's not sometimes, always higher.
Yeah. But you are right. 80 is higher than 70.
Yeah.
Now, so in terms of commentary, remember different commentary to the 2 marks. The lower one may seem positive for me, depending on the person that is involved. So, yes, the coach is winning. He has won. Since I became minister, Yeboah 6 games. He won 5 and then drew 1, which is good. We're getting the results that we are getting. But after the game analysis, every time, it is after the game, makes me feel sometimes edgy and uncomfortable. And I have to speak to Sanya Manyamanu. It doesn't mean, say, penasem.
Oh, yeah, sure, say he's the best to take us to the World Cup.
Well, currently he's our coach. Me a minister until me person make a best or no best, so that when I have to take a decision, it will be uncle say, oh baby, na me pena 70, and me push say uncle, and I me pena 70, and I'm tina make say more uncle. We will is data. Again, data and other things that will drive the process. Then Kofi I express your desire as far as the coach and coaching of our national team are concerned. We are not blinded by that. We are not deaf to those comments. And the analysis will factor the concerns of industry persons, experts, and even non-experts on the street. They be factor on concern in arriving at a decision as to what happens going to the World Cup. Say we will strengthen the team by bringing in other persons to support, or we are bringing new persons. Look, the coach won or qualified with a team. I believe the coach himself, given the chance, he's still looking to better his team.
Yeah.
With other invitations and so on and so forth. So if the coach is looking to better his team, I believe to say nothing stops the country also from looking to better and strengthen
are you saying say qualifying
I'm not saying say form. The coach will determine. Me, I'm not a coach. But
you're a minister.
Me a minister. But the coach will have to make a representation to me and convince me say games now me work. And now, considering the competitive nature of the World Cup, may bench, may need substitute for this, for that, for that. But I have found in this person A, B, C, D. And the 23, 24 players now, FIFA Bema Miakoya say Menfankono, I want to bring this set and add this so that my bench no krano ebe even stronger. And now even my startup no krano be stronger. Look, friendly say ya Kudus, ni team and Bono on Saturday. They didn't play him.
Yeah.
Because of a certain injury he is possibly healing from. So another person have to be invited. Can you imagine say Yang Kohe Ubiswa Obetumiabo closer to what Kudus is doing or maybe even better ready. That's a call World Cup. Now bien Kudus me mom de bia me bon paye ma me play say mo bia ampra na bibi kosi a obeye den. So for football or sports and especially football a passion and emotion ade.
Yeah.
But wo hwe so no Kwame,
you
have to reduce the use of passion and emotions
and use common sense.
And no say even omukura omode passion and emotion kasa no Omoaso nyaya ubeko wenim in terms of performance. Because they are not interested in you just going to participate and play 3 games and come back. Those who are speaking with passion and emotions, omunyaya also bebo finals. So who or say who using the common sense to take your decision such that ubenya a strong team edo ubeko very far. Now with this issue now, would the common sense in here, then it will satisfy the passion and the emotions of those who are speaking. But who could need emotions and the passion in cheap pet? One year, you will return very disappointed, and those same people will use the emotion and passion to criticize you.
What the supporters Beko?
Well, there's no game or tournament with supporters. But say me na me do one Beko. And now we know the one because it's a different ball game.
I'm buying the supporters.
So far, government has not given that indication, say, or the supporters beko.
Ain't the government did buy?
Well,
on the sports minister.
And that's what I'm saying.
Ain't in one of our recommend the cabinet.
Well, I don't think that it is something I'll recommend.
Are they?
Well, Kwame, we are in a period that we are in an austere situation. Say, you have Kakra to build sports infrastructure in Ghana. Then now you Kwaku to transport supporters and people all the way to America. Askan 5 multi-purpose parks in some of the communities for me. I believe say you Ghana for be in those areas. Who be a say find your own resources. We can facilitate your travel documents. Then you go. And now we should mobilize from the corporates, possibly both private and public. Let's mobilize and give support to the fans. They said
travel and tour for you.
Yes, and America. So the travel and tours are more for business. But if government can team up and get the corporates to support, a very good idea. But say ye dey aban ska, ye dey be share budget num. Say ye the supporters kono dey. I don't think that. So far, what the Minister for Finance have captured in his budget a cost to us preparing and for the national team's appearance. There is no component in the budget for supporters.
Brony Beka Bibi, what if there's overwhelming pressure? Say, yeah, starting more pressure, say, Yemfa supporters inko. Because Kofi, we are politician.
Kwame.
Meba, we are politician.
Yes.
We are party foot soldiers.
Yes.
We are constituency foot soldiers.
Yes.
We are national foot soldiers.
Yes.
Say, mo party for starting more pressure. Say, mo facilitate you na obende.
Kwame, when him say, as appointees of the president now, you are not even. They used to give fuel to appointees. We are not giving fuel. So many other perks that comes with the office. You know, they say austerity inti mayenye.
Just
Ahunchiraba. Vehicles. Ministers and the rest are driving their old vehicles around. The president, Ayana Junkra, said, even if government will purchase vehicles, 4 wheels for running around for work, get the better pool them. Wait a minute, you apply to use and you return, it goes back to the pool. Nobody will have so. Yengina no say or minor to the extent say a bedroom baby all these things will be given. All these opportunities, because a juma bunasa economy no year. You don't need anybody to carry you anywhere. You yourself will carry yourself. The corporates will do so. So I will encourage the corporates to support this project rather than say abainan kasa ebefa the revenue taxes now say we are mobilizing supporters and so. Of course, some key 1 or 2 expenditure may be incurred by the government, but to make it as a project that we are mobilizing supporters and spending taxpayers' money, and dear may recommend it, but we will have to facilitate the travel arrangements for fans to go for the World Cup.
Talking about facilitate travel arrangements for fans to go to the World Cup. Yati who be sent Kofi di udin a started jin Kofi sika.
Well, and
what?
That one, Mati.
What?
And yeah, Mati.
Say ye di udin e jin Kofi sika say ye di omoko World Cup.
So
inti you know ye hoden.
So Kwame, Maka on many platforms Mako say ya qualify for World Cup in Crawford the minister din GFA din Kofi Bibri din the Kwaku say one announcement from Peace FM. Men fan say no kre. Nya ubeti ewo Facebook obi ni Facebook page and now we be say no messenger say me a minister ni PA me a minister this protocol officer betua say na yemfa wonko work entro
enya no kre
enti omuntie the way omuntie me ni ewo Peace FM anope no say omutie announcement no from Peace FM omutie woni and now omutie me ni and now obi I announce from Peace FM I know say that is the right process. Nya omobe kan ewo obi ni messenger. Odi Kofi Adams no phone ya ni your friend the DP
profile
picture. Now mo dey send messages ni nyina ye ntro.
Say one thing from Peace FM and ye ntro.
Peace 104.3 Kofi Adams sports minister and I'm in no etwetwe nkomo anope na Kofi wa hye bo say Azuma Nelson Sports Complex ubema yesiesie.
Yeah, Eka.
I'm going to hold you to it.
Oh no, of course, because me myself, look, aside say Azuma icon that is celebrated not just in Ghana,
worldwide.
Azuma one person those times, Kwame, we stayed awake.
Yeah.
Because fighting in America because of time difference, until you have to keep awake to be able to end. Well, when in those days, television was not that easily available
at all.
Until school na say Azuma kokua na potters yisu no mo hardwin omo pese omo be switch this their TVs on and then what have you. So he was somebody we stayed awake to watch and oma yenya enije bebre ewo boxing num. So if a facility is named after him and any Mababeye minister, I think he deserves that honor, say, me mobilize the corporates to respond positively to the infrastructure that or a facility that has been named after him. Not just because it's been named after him, but Ghana for Motisa area no ehia sa facility no to also develop their talents.
Lawyer Kwame Jan say men kancho sanope ochiao na otio inte ano amide me or maminka
me danase.
Yes ochiao or so why ade ochiao no paper papa and here lawyer Kwame Jan and also menfa Emre Kofi Adams. Kofi Adams I sports minister and the attrition komo wa ha anope. Kofi obey sports minister 10 months ni inti o share local league, o share coast football. It will say
Kwame, I am not too impressed with the courts and also even by extension the local league. But step by step. When we say now even funding was a big challenge to the league. Ebi wo ho a Yeboah be wie kura no omo sika wo say yede ma ho na akwakoye ne e wo ho. Eni amene wo ka say
yes president Amomuska.
Eni amene wo ka say eno na me be ba so yi.
Okay, good.
Through the directives of the president, we've put a system in place yetumi ama clubs bia $1 million Ghana cedi to start the league with.
Says can you him?
Well, we mobilized. And America.
Nenti ami bisasa na me pe so be chichiri na yenyanti ase.
And so that was why
so in one breath, you say a president in a Amomuska. In another breath, you see there be a president, you see GF in BBD Adisa Productions.
So what it is this. So Obekaya, through the majority leader, he made an announcement on my behalf. Say, you per se yede Kofi Adams football for the entire African and even sometimes by extension the world to watch on DSTV. You per se you don't want ever back to your domestic league, Super Sports. So yes, our announcement on the floor.
Okay.
Then conversation began, and many others now showed interest, including Omo Ananka Omoye production for Super Sport. Ewo Ghana ha.
And only Adisa Productions.
No.
Okay.
Nankofobi wo ho a omo na Omoye production ma ho. I don't want to say mebobo omudin.
Okay.
So we received quite a number of offers. Then we realized say enti sikei say na etidia na ye Kwaku tia sa ade ma Super Sport for them to show our games there. And ye ebeye dia ma ye ska ye de Kwakoma obi foforo. Why not look internally? A whole conversation is here, and we engage the Adisa production for.
How many for?
Adisa production.
Yeah, how many for?
So behind him say Adisa production for na mu produce TV 3.
TV3.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we had engagement with them, and they said, well, this is something that is good.
Okay.
Yamaho na Quenya na say there is support for there. They can do it. So I made offers now to the FA. At that time, now FA so are going to signing either with the start times, those arrangements that are now they were trying to renew it and so on. And so I told them to hold on. Maybe this arrangement will serve us better and long term so a better even good for us. So conversation began. Bedroom pointer. We got cabinet clearance to go ahead and move and get the corporates, both public and then private, involved to support this project. And all the necessary preparation, and we outdoor the program. So say through that vehicle you are creating, and we are mobilizing from public corporates and private corporates. Basically, kesena every public corporates.
Enti Adisa Productions then specifically no yamai.
So their duty.
Scanana.
There be their duty is to produce. Producing league, you know.
Okay.
And then they air it. We have I think about 4 or 5 games that are shown live.
Okay.
And then others are repeat shows on many other platforms. Omode a number of media houses also yeah then they are to negotiate, and so at the end of the day no crano virtually say all the media platforms yen league yeah it will attract more, especially the private corporates to come on board.
It's the initial funding ne efrihin.
Yakobo besia edi
Anyway.
From Ghana.
No, where?
Kwame, I don't have to give you all the.
Kofi, you have to. This is public money. Ghana Kobo Bosia initial funding of how much?
No, Mankasa Ghana Kobo Bosia. That's why I said
we
have created a vehicle that we got at the sub-production.
Kofi, who is we?
Oh, but we in the sports, the ministry involved.
Into government.
Men can say government at this stage. So
okay.
TME.
Mitio Pakofi. Into we know Bobosia saying.
So we got 20 million Ghana cedi.
20 million cedis.
Yes. In order to give each participating team $1 million.
Okay.
And then also advance some money to the FA for the other part of the game, because we say high referees or more cost
management,
and then the rest, and advance. So we continue to raise money. Letters have been done, the company have written, and we are behind it, speaking to all the corporates, both public and private. Say then inject this car. That is what drives sports everywhere. So we want to move away from thinking say Bibiani buying or say or this send the budget say maybe teams say, because don't forget these are clubs that must be run on their own as is done in every other place, but with government backing. Full 100% government backing.
20 million every.
I've just told you, you are asking me a question.
What's a loan? And I'm saying loan from?
From a bank, of course. They will borrow from a bank.
So which bank?
I don't know which one they borrow, because I'm not a board member.
No,
I'm not a board member. No, I'm not a board member.
Yakoji loan, what period?
Oh, of course, yeah, a bit here, because we are raising, I am sure, say, before the end of the year, Sika Yeberis, will be more than that 20 million. We can pay that, pay prices, because every team, don't forget, every team at the end of the league, so Benya Bibi. Now it's no longer going to be just the winner. It's not going to be just near Obedin Kunim Kwana or Benya prize. All the teams will have something. Aside the 1 million that they were given to start, yeah, Omunyana Subeye then Benya Bi. Ebio Musu, course the na wokaye no ade ba ko so a affect the coach span any the school system. Kwame, because
about school system
education has become also free.
But Kofi, before we go to the coach,
it has moved. So that it has moved. It has watch Rokrana say when beside
education is free.
It has moved a lot of the young people from the towns to school. And this one strengthen with school sports in a year. You would have problem with your coach. So ultimately, your mass school sports in age 9 year.
Yeah.
We will say indirectly, the coach system will work and work very well.
Okay.
So in the past, when coach was also working so much, and say there were a number of young people who were not in school, and they now more focus. The ball now then school But this time round, because of the FQ Benin secondary education, a lot of these young people are truly in school. So use for school system strengthening the juvenile development sports at that level.
Free SHS now person can see FQ.
No, me say FQ, free compulsory universal basic education. Basic education has been.
That's it.
But it's been strengthened every other time. It's been strengthened every other time.
Kofi, I feel my back. I didn't know person can my back.
Okay.
My back because when you say FA not that president I say.
Yes.
And this thing about 20 million loan. Senka we a bit more forthcoming anka. Wow bro for transparency bebem. Ebema no rumor mongering aba. Ain't meba abutre. Kofi osi aji 20 million CD loan. Fine. FA no kwada president as so wa mamuska o se nyiska na ebosia yeda ase loan efri efbeba loan efri hin ye betua da ben.
Listen clearly.
Kofi ebema wasumadu o
tie
tie kasa.
Listen very clearly.
I'm listening. Me tie
a concept.
Good.
At the time league in Ebeshiase no, government did not have provision in the budget to make that payment. And again, we established a company. A company was established, Adesa Production, and then the FE. We authorized to establish a company, a limited liability kind of.
But Adesa was already established, though.
Adesa was established as a company, but now we have something
a collaboration.
A collaboration
on some particular project.
Project from Adesa and then the FE. We put it together.
Okay.
So that company, we authorize them, say, Yebema Musika, we will mobilize money for you. But the money is not ready. Since you say you are starting the league, look for funding to deal with that whilst we work to raise the money.
Good.
So they went out to look for the money.
Good.
Se Busiano omuko bonu wo Kwame Sefa Kaiwo. Se omuko bonu wo banku. Se obi no yi ni bottom.
But Minister Ose bank.
Or the man ye.
Minister Ose bank. O can say a bank.
No, of course I said so because bank na Yeboah.
But you should know the bank because we are
no, because I'm not a board member.
But you're supervising minister.
I'm supervising minister doesn't mean that I have to have all the details, Kwame.
Oh, you should.
Oh no.
Aye, minister.
No.
Yo.
I can't. So
Kofi,
that is what we told them. So ultimately, now so far I am aware. So many of the corporates have honored their request for support. Every abai hoye
then. Oh yeah, where's the corporates now are on our support?
Yeah.
But we need baby alone fee.
No, that's why I wasn't.
Kofi mega umolo. Who name say corporates, private corporate entities are on that nyomoka something. But who name baby alone free?
Kwame, because I am deeply involved in the mobilization.
But you're deeply involved and you don't know where the loan is coming from.
I'm not deeply involved in the loan.
Hey, Kofi Adams. Adamu Kofi Nyawuga. Kofi, we had Master Bishop Herman Otiewo.
Yes, with you.
And our students who are decided college Obutiewo.
So, baby.
Say you are deeply involved in mobilization.
Mobilization.
The loan is not part of the mobilization.
No.
Hey, Kofi.
Eno, omuka say omuhia saske say omunko hwe ska na omfan start league no. Na later they will be reimbursed. So
okay, I'll leave it hanging there for now. Ghanaian players born abroad, person born, o send the coach nasem.
Oh sure, Kwame, enya minister na obedi no oye collapse. Me sometimes me follow social media na me nya information be about any player that is doing well. I forward it to the FA people. So there's report. I've seen something on Facebook and this handle and that. This person is posting this person. Can you take a look at Sani Pano? Some of them are ladies playing very well either in US or any other place. Can you take a look? In local league will be ball something nice somewhere. No, be there to your friend is saying WhatsApp a platform. Then I'll refer for them to take a look at. Some people also protest to me. Say, oh, you player you feel say, oh, you're very good now, so he or she is being ignored for whatever reasons. Then I'll refer to them. Say, oh, can you pay attention on this person and maybe provide some report on that person? The minister ain't call up. So we want to leave that for the technical people to decide. Omu decide we are. They say the leadership no ebe supporting ya omu be then they decide. I have told persons that Matiti say sometimes we can say, oh, your friend will be at this point in Nipanama. It's true. Say your friend will be at a certain point one ma. That is true. That may not be right and fair. Now, so under what condition did we call the person? Say Kwame say in the Beva politics cinema.
Yeah.
You were NDC, MPP, CPP and the rest. Some people say me convince MPP maybe to say maybe Nanabi say ombedo NDC. Maybe me fano in a certain way I may not be successful. Nanabi Beka said there be me. Maybe Kwame Yesumau, a kwanya over fasono, you may be able to convince Nanabi. Not the same Nanabi will now change his mind, say, oh yeah, then or back. So style of invitation also can also contribute. So that is why I imagine say, my shut door to any Ghanaian. We shouldn't shut door to any Ghanaian that is qualified and can play for the country. Say because your friend Nipano at a certain point, or can say member. So because of that, we are shutting the door to that person completely. That for me doesn't make sports sense. It doesn't make sports sense. So, for example, Nkofokra can say one of the brilliant guy Yeboah team at a certain point, Inaki initially, Najun say ombo for the team under a different leadership. Later no Najun say obeye then obeba. Obaye wabua team no. Yebeka say Inaki ambua team ana wabua team no. Yebeka say your friend maybe a 190 my friend biom. Ghana would have been the loser. So me say the only emotion maybe added with just passion beye juma. Let's also look at the circumstances. Because at the end of the day on mine your tournament no na your call yinima e be yen de. By this also not saying say yen dropping a player wabo qualifies still very good yen ko dropping no, that's not what I'm saying at all.
But Kofi, quick one, finish. I just want to throw in one.
Let's make sure say at all times Ghana yen squad is the best we have as a country.
How about I say focus no call Amanoni? How about your locals?
Well,
Esan say locals be your wa ebi amuso mu hia sa platform no. And I say be omo bom homodin. But e ba ni bibi say as a player say bobo Amanoni nkwa near home.
Kwame, that is why we are encouraging improvement in our local leagues. So that you're improving in local league. Now, ye games, even live. Ye record of the games. So, a bit creative material are available for reviewers to be able to review. But say, Yeboah game, now sometimes we are not recording. It's not available to be reviewed. Some brilliant players sometimes get mixed out. So, say, my attention, so then, enco local, no, but the local league must first be improved. Now, let's in clubs, also, including my own club, even though I'm a minister for sports and recreation, I shouldn't be talking about my own club. Say, yente the e-sale of players. Yenya player can now, you're torn for whatever it is. Because people go to watch players who look, say me call Parker, me call her say me call here just the ball generally. Me call her because of a particular player.
And I say behind no club.
Me develop it Kwame. Obiani, who ni ma ye?
The club.
Who ni ma ye? But Obiani, Obiani, but who ni ma ye? Kwame. Yeah, Kwame. Yeah, to go and watch. Kofi. I wish has a happy birthday.
Huh? Kofi.
I say I wish has a happy birthday. Today is your birthday. I wish you.
Kofi Adams.
I say I wish has a happy birthday. I said I wish has a happy birthday. Today is your birthday.
We agree. Thank you.
I wish you a happy birthday.
Cheso na me share one year no.
Kwame, then go kasa.
Into na me share one year no.
What him?
Hey, Kofi.
Na what him?
Into your kotokoni.
Oh, Kwame.
Oh, Melo. Kofi Melo.
Kwame.
What there to aso? FM home baby original.
So, we also go to watch players. And he said, when you player or kakra and people begin to develop love for the player, now the next moment Kofi expressing interest. Now what on player no. When you do that, you reduce the fan basis and the fan interest in the game and your club. So me say your management also. Yes, it's financially sometimes rewarding in the immediate term, but yes also my teams weaker and our local league becomes weaker. let's hold these players together. Let's build fan bases and let's utilize those fan bases to do a lot of positive things. Edis Beba teams, clubs, and
Obviously, maybe a quick one. Or say about your local matches now. Sometimes no share quality now is not as clear as DSTV. Is it the camera quality? Is it the production quality? What exactly is it?
Well, Kwame, by all means, to say because investments are not at the same levels. So, they say yes, you be through that. I think there's improvement. Clear improvement in terms of the quality and even the images and even production. But there's still a lot of room for improvement. Now, me sure say before even this league season, we will see some much more investment and there will be more improvement. And by the next league level, so I'm sure say you better very, very far.
The NDC manifesto on sports included support for the league. It did not indicate to be a loan. We're hearing it for the first time because even at the launch, no such thing as a loan was indicated. Kwame, the biggest challenge facing Ghana's traditional coast football system stems from the country's poor town and country planning. Over the years, most of the old coast park have been lost to private real estate developments, churches, and commercial projects. Today, it's impossible to locate the once vibrant venues where we gathered in the 80s and 90s to watch thrilling coast matches. The few community parks that remain have been converted into AstroTurf facilities, modern but heavily restricted, no longer freely accessible to the public. Another major setback has been the disappearance of many famous coast teams that once produced legends like Abedi Pele, Mohamed Polo, Stephen Appiah, etc. Sadly, most of these clubs did not survive beyond their founders fading away or passing away. Compounding the problem is the modern concept of football academies, which, though very well structured, are extremely expensive to run. As a result, proper grassroots development football has suffered over the past 2 decades, leaving a vacuum that the traditional coast system once filled so effectively. Kofi, do you agree?
GPL, what's the name of it?
Kofi, your microphone is live. Your microphone is live.
Okay. I thought because you were reading stuff, you would put our.
Because I wanted you to listen.
We are plenty here, and we may be conversing on the side.
But so, I wanted your attention.
You are bad, man.
But Kofi, obviously, maybe I'll say I think that.
But Kwame, what can be? Yanka say the loan ama clubs be say a loan that they what I say clearly sika ye dey bo ho enye sika club be babitua back. So it is not any loan to any club.
So it's a loan to whom?
And I'm saying that to us.
Who's us?
Kwame Tibibribe Abake. You want me to still be
no to us who the sports ministry. If it's that then it's fine. Let me jai bisa.
Tie.
Let me jai bisa.
Tie. I said clearly to you, Kwame.
Yes.
Say a company has been created. I think it's Ghana Premiership something. I don't easily remember the name. So that has been established. That has representation from the FA and Adisa Production.
Okay.
We tax them that we are ready to mobilize funding for the Premiership.
For Premiership?
For the Premiership.
Not for Black Stars?
For Premiership.
Okay.
Well, as for Black Stars, it's government responsibility. Government takes care of virtually every bill. The national teams, apart from the development ones that the FA does it on behalf of the state through the sponsorship that they get. So we are prepared to do that. But in the meantime, as you were about starting the league, that money was not ready.
Yeah, but
so if you can make some arrangement to take care of the situation, it doesn't mean that that arrangement that you made will become their responsibility. Ultimately, when the monies are raised, we will pay for the facility that they went for the initial commencement of the support system.
Okay.
So it is not a loan to Hasselhoek to come and pay back, or a loan to Kotoko to come and pay back. It's support to them. For them, they don't care about how they got the money. It's because you were asking a certain public interest detailed question. That was why because your next question would have been, it wasn't provided in the budget, so how did we get it? I didn't want us to travel to all that far. That is why I ended it at that point.
Okay.
But Kwame,
ministry
Obi can be about astroturfs are any accessible to the community anymore, and sometimes that is why we want to now reduce it. Part of our project now, we describe it as what? Grass to class.
Grass to
we
class.
We want to have our normal Sakura pitches. Just grass them with the community involvement. In Ghana, we are sitting on a very good water table. You drill a few, or you bore a few meters and you strike water. So we would also erect boreholes or build boreholes and have even a lightning system so that communities, it will even be cheaper for communities to use these pitches. And they themselves will be involved in making sure that they water them. Kwame. Where they are astroturf, you don't need to go and worry your head again. But where they are not, the astroturfs are not everywhere. And you can't build astroturfs everywhere. Kwame, when you go to your communities, we all drive to our communities. Don't we see people sometimes carrying babies? They are standing and watching the games. So our focus, first and foremost, is a pitch. You say, yemma pitch ni then any standard. The quality of the pitch must be high, must be standard. Yenya some few seats around now, fair enough. Yenya bikra, let the players have a good pitch to play on. Because in terms of stadium, the number one investment and focus pitch should be the pitch. Unfortunately, we rather are more interested in aesthetics, the seating, the other area, and then we leave the pitch. In Soto Kakra, na pitch ni inaye then aflade. But we must pay more attention to the pitch rather, and make sure say in Soto the pitch will not be flooded. Games can go on even as it's raining or just after a rain. And it should not be the case that in Soto Kakra, then rather people can sit. Now, so players now also a mobile ball, pitch ni ball. So government focus is now on making the pitches good and simply just grassing them. And Ukraine be creating employment to the young people at the local level in terms of planting these grasses and then maintaining them. So meaning Krofwa or more grass technology or more, I've asked them to develop a model and train young people across the country in terms of maintaining SAR pitches.
Kofi, Obisimi Bisa say, how come say Tama SAR production we didn't consider the state broadcaster GBC by a call private television station?
Well, it's an option. Somebody can ask why, but so far, Kwame, so Ubekaya, the last parts of the World Cup qualifiers in Tunisia,
Chairman.
Well, I want to leave that story for another day. Originally, or GBC was given the right.
Okay.
And the right that they were given, the right owners gave it to GBC for $750,000. That's what I was told.
Okay.
And of these $750,000, it was for the 10 games Ghana Air involved.
Okay.
So it means every game is $75,000. Our home games will be 5. We'll play 5 home games and 5 away games.
Okay.
So the 5 home games that we were to play, GBC or the media house with the right is to produce that also for the cost of what? 75,000. So you produce those ones, you take your 75,000 times 5. So you are only obliged to pay 75,000 by 5 for the away. Kwame, unfortunately, this golden opportunity, we couldn't utilize it to bring on board others to be able to even raise this money. to take advantage of the situation. Kwame, it's quite worrying. So if this huge headache almost already and they haven't resolved, it's hard for me to immediately go and be adding another huge responsibility.
But a state broadcaster.
On them. Well, a state broadcaster. But Kwame, we want to also leap. We want to do something for sports, and we really do not have time to be marking time on many things. You may be right that they should have been considered, and they are not off the table of consideration. The main production can arrange to bring them on board. I don't think that they will be completely off. But Kwame, we wanted to move quickly. Look at the situation I was telling you where now Omoye ready say Omube Kokra Abra na Aban Krano Sikano na Enyanye ready. Will they have moved? Will they have been able to move with the capacity to do the way this happened? Maybe no. But the issues you have raised are worth considering into the future when we have stabilized and things are working very well. We can see to bring all these other ones on board and get out of place.
I push aside and say, talking about private sector. When you say company, be to say KGL, Abuapa, am I right?
Yeah.
KGL has been very helpful.
KGL has been very helpful.
Inti Argentina BBC KGL and other private companies are very helpful. Well,
KGL is already supporting the national team. KGL is supporting the national team very well. MTN is supporting the national team. KGL is one of the companies that we have also invited, even in this premiership, to support. But KGL alone cannot do it.
Yeah.
I mean, all the pressure koto because Wabua this area, Wabua Hanti, Enti, Bibiana, what they call Nuswa, or Nusube, then Oba collapse. So we want, and private people, the corporate, they are also looking for the eyeballs.
Okay.
Don't rule that out. They are looking for where people would also be watching. And so if you go and give to a platform, Kwame, let me leave it here.
Monkanje Nabi say now this one from Michael Kwesiedu. Kofi? Michael Kwesiedu, your Deputy Ranking Youth and Sports Committee of Parliament.
Yes.
Is the Honorable Kofi Adams telling us they set up an SPV to facilitate a loan for the Premiership, which will be paid by the state? He has to come clear on who will pay the loan, and he claims he doesn't know where they got the loan from. What was the interest rate? How did they come by the transaction? Which banks were used? How much was secured and how much has been disbursed? We need further and better particulars and explanations from our Honorable Minister. Michael Kwesiedu, Honorable Member of Parliament, Deputy Ranking Youth and Sports Committee, and Kofi.
It's a good question for Parliament.
Obisu say Kofi Adams is struggling. Don't mind him. They don't trust GBC because of the controversy surrounding GBC and the issues that have arisen. They must resource GBC firstly, but they should also look at the issue involving the current Director General. Too much controversy around him. Tell him the reset should be felt at GBC. Maybe they will find them trustworthy as well. Ekubang sends that one. And then this one says, I'll back NDC activists to fire teacher Kofi Adams in a professional way should he fail to send supporters to the World Cup. Samuel Brian Boabing in Awoshi Enede Eno Ebaye. Yes, Kofi.
Kwame, supporters, and you say Ukojina airport now wa kase plane omunfro no munko ye scanner ye de be bibia. Ghana says ya any airline of our own cry say yankasa cry airline cry you better say oh ya qualify for World Cup here nanka ye airline no ye Kwaku hu na ya pe bibi amon say a part of national duty. I think that was the essence for which our founding president created the airline. Unfortunately, we have destroyed it. There's a need for us to have a national carrier again because times like this makes you weep when you see other teams arriving in their national airlines and we do not have. We have to spend money, so much money to either say rent aircraft. Sometimes when you have to move your teams urgently because they must not spend additional day in a particular country that they go to. So it's a good conversation. I wish say Sikano Woho to be able to do so. But I believe say the corporates are listening. They will respond that say abaya yen nshishe bibria abua omuniama. For example, take for example a telecommunication giant like MTN. In the past, omu render omu services are omuji CDs. Now we consider into dollars for your activity. You were spending about 17 CD to get $1. And you manage economy niye, and you spend less CDs to get $1. So indirectly, without any additional sweat, a telecommunication company is making additional money by government intentionally say why juma yama CD ne enya hodin. So he's making more money here in Ghana than they will be making even in Nigeria, where the population is bigger because of currency is weaker. So they can also respond positively by supporting a project like sending funds for the World Cup. So the corporates that are benefiting from good economic management and good economic policies are binding their to should respond. And once they respond, Kwame would himself, like you asked, I am a grassroots person. I understand these things. That we can send people a few to also go and have a feel of the World Cup. And yadia Yeboah. But say, Abainankasani sika. Ye nibi. Ye here even to build sports infrastructure more in the communities, in the schools, and the rest. Now ya sisa Abain sika say against the findings of Justice Damepe. When he said there's a commission report.
Damepe report, yeah.
A lawful, and government in a way issued a white paper and accepted some of these findings. So there's a commission report that is guiding the decisions that what we make moving forward. Say ma abain emfa abain ana omainu sika emfa very supporters for such tournaments.
Okay.
If they have to, we must rather encourage the corporate to get involved and support it.
Chief Bain is on him now.
Yeah, meaning Chief Bain.
Chief Bain is saying, can't you say congratulations Obawa Basso. Now you are the organizer of organizers. Until he wishes you well.
Thank you, Chief.
And Musa from Musa Abattoir. So say member Abasso can't you say Moni Ejuma Oye. And this one says, Kwame, I told the minister I was at the stadium last Sunday at the VIP stand. All the seats were so dirty that one had to use his hanky to clean them. Oh, sir. I see. So far, so good for Kofi Adams and his administration. May he be successful. Inko Joseph Enede and Abaye. It's all right. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Kofi say tell my boss Kofi Adams if he doesn't do ways and means and we get Mexico, the team will go do Boem will not contain the two of us. Don Kofuseni, Deputy Director General National Service Authority. Or this name. Even
if we're in America, we will still go. Once America has accepted
Mexico.
Once on Mexico. Now say Mexico can more host World Cup. Mexico it's a nice place.
And Pacho Samuel, you're senior psychologist, or say we need psychologists for grassroots football, sports psychologist. So let the minister think about it. Samuel Yorson is a sports psychologist. Kofi Adams is speaking very well, but trust me, the pressure will be brought to bear on him to ferry fans to the World Cup when it comes out, and that is Kung Fu Kofi,
when him say the qualifiers are Yeboah, Yem ferry supporters in Kobe.
Nah, I say qualifiers.
Two, the women's AFCON Yeko Morocco. You saw that the supporters were there.
But any Black Stars?
I didn't ferry it. And I agree. Say pressure on the bar. We'll have to find the money. Because pressure and funny panko. Pressure and quant to me funny panko. The money must be provided. Yeah. If the money is provided, as for minister, Kwame ejuma no ye be it say me organizer or hey say the party for the pressure air to so as organizer you do what you have to do only if funding is what available. And yet the lack of ideas and yet the lack of knowledge or ways to do it. Be what a funding and the key situation. So let's all behave ourselves and get the once again corporates and individuals.
Two issues for
na be today.
two issues per. In the kind, my member Minion Abaso. Now, my own say the desire for sports infrastructure was a okay can no pa na. Now be me busa say the kind aban etwa no. On say the youth centers be 10 bi by. Ebi wo you wie ye hye mu ase adwuma. Enema mi no state a edru no etisɛn. And what is na year obehwe se ye betoa so ne awie ni nyina na ne to so mienu ne awie ye kramp nso no it looks like maintenance problems because bu ha be pitch no and infrastructure na ho na se ekofom kakra and we one chairman my last one and say me shana we there me kasa se organizer there nanso no me se menua Kofi se ebra no mo ye campaign audios ni bi ni videos ni bi kra ho omo shebo ma omo ankofo a make say omo ankofo ne say omo ye passports on 50,000 and e dey am so they are expecting so omo di nipa 50,000 and e be call US Kofi Misro wona a sports minister and then come out wo di che onkofo yi say ye ni ya national
Right, and I be me that say Kofi straight to the point.
Well,
50,000.
Kwame, make I say vintage Nanabi say one fact this angle and banker Kenyan Nanabi because
someone else me man the point.
No, it's good. Say one man Kwame why vintage Nanabi. Ebia one ne former boss Samia Uku him how to be able to create a certain disaffection in your base with this kind of what language. Enti omo can be just so that omo di ebufubi. Look, Ghanaians, I'm telling you, the NDC administration is on the project. Say ye reset on mine. Ye niyama ye na ejina ye. The next even qualifies ebebanu. The economy will be so good that on your own. We here say obi beka say afedie or foul echo amao some few dollars because we are rebuilding the country.
Next year, for
Mumma John Dramani Mahama and na ban akwenya na ye be yenia esefata na o mining gina ye enye the way ye say o mine no ye ko iwie no now $1 is to 17 Ghana cedis.
Next year they won't find this for them.
That is what it is.
Next year
have belief, have confidence in government.
Next year Kofi youth centers.
The youth centers, no correct. It's a good initiative to create such facilities across the country.
Okay.
For me directly na mayor in charge of those projects says here because a national youth authority funding and IDS facility says here national youth authority no a youth development and empowerment ministry I say so maybe you move your facilities now because 95% of those facilities are sports related and you move here the management of it would have to shift to the sports ministry. So a proper handing over will be done. Now yen you are taking over. So the construction is still under the purview of the National
Youth Authority.
Youth Authority under the Ministry of Youth Development and Empowerment. Because Omusika and Ayede are Ejumano.
Kofi, any final comments?
Well, my final comment is to Kwame Meda Peace FM platform. As I say, Akwenya with the Amaye, any Ghana for now, I will support Omode Amaye, and to thank His Excellency the President for the great support. Debia Mekase, he is even more a minister for sports and recreation than even myself. And the support towards this project has been phenomenal. And of course, the chief of staff and the deputy chief of staff will praise you. So, anywhere I go, I want to thank them. I want to thank the FA so for understanding. Because without understanding, and of course, the fans who makes the game also good, and the players who understood us and not equally also sacrificed. Nya eda enim no ene eye kese. Boma yenko so emumpaye say bibia beye den beko yie, and we would always take decision na ebeboa o man no. That one counters say de bia decision si bia ye beye bia no because ye pese o man no ebeko nenim. Na yebeda omo nyina ase, and continue to show that love and support to the government of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
Damana beba kokoko bio.
Oh Kwame, well when him say when you ordered I obeyed.
You Mate, enti my wish is your command one.
Yes.
Enti me ready am feel.
Yeah.
Kofi MP, also a Minister for Sports and Recreation. Kofi me that's no pay.
I say so.
Question baby sana semana. Okay. Iti Kofi, have a beautiful day. That's papa. Pacho, yeah. Can say what share born your my baby home. Iti, yeah, ready. We'll come back and follow on some of these things. Why, Yanko, play this one for me.
4.3.
81 round each. Niapong. Talking about one round, it could one round of anything. Kwesi machi bi on. Sorry say my mo chance ya che ja odi. Eja o chance ya ho abotre sa. Yeah, that's it. Nanabi.
The legend, the chairman general.
Machi akwaba. I'm saying na mi hu yo ana.
Kasa na ya ne kasa.
Afin na mi hu ya akwaba. Mini Azuma de me hu no afi. Amo aba be cheche mi nyoma bi mu kra. Joe Azuma. Akro from MP Machi bi akwaba.
Me pacho be Joseph.
Boko de.
Oh nyamiadom.
Yeah, that's it.
Me fi hon so ba ni nti.
Ofi akro from Benin.
Me den se panam.
Obi ahoye.
Obi ahoye.
Yeah,
me ni na sanje se ene omo a me share platform no with no. Ama mamwa kakra se aprakuma kuma no ohu kese a na wabobo. Me nim straight. Ni pa na me ne share platform no. Man didn't da cross a behuno one year.
And when you're who
so your body didn't want my muha.
The legend.
Uncle, yes. Proud to dear, and tell me, I am any can say, I am made the say, I want my politics are quite mono. Manya Quana and I mean in the shower one platform so. Now, Monsieur be breathing in chanting, then Monsieur be breathing in chanting.
Nothing.
Sure.
Okay. Minya Abele Ora Benson Odro baby awu bia e wo wiase afane nyina baby awu bia Ora Benson Odro michia anopai papa na na bi asori kwai MP ona on ma shebedwam enra uhu me pese me chief justice ko mo no pe
Ebiana wabokoto or say another walk out. Where walk out on.
That's a good one.
You bet me that to giant consult on Ebiana walk out.
Ebiana walk out.
But was about there.
Nana be walk out ana.
Oh, chairman Debbie.
And now boycott.
Minya Kobiana.
Because soon and can baby beside go and walk out and then me Chief Justice I can be bear 20 minutes per mapon.
Okay, sir.
Quick comments on Chief Justice.
Chairman.
Oh, I see Mobia 555 near sorry.
Chairman. Nyamiano Ukraine on the matters of Chief Justice.
Yeah.
On say me can say Chief Justice in Sensemi now. A year poor na union mendisi for abo.
Peace FM.
A choir first way Chief Justice free so. Obi anim or constitution him. And so they be a mekasa say there was same year can say police ni ejina. Na okasa obi nya mfumso bi wo ho a. Baby o de befe bia o de befa. And go for say o nya Yewura Mahama and yi a year mammy took on official. Me, I disagree. A pa or penny bit me about, and this clearly not manifested during the campaign time. Where Yewura Mahama, I can't say under the current leadership no. was a certain reset to be also a call. A year in Yinaswa, a Jinasu petition a quay, Chairman has a petition way, a decaying President Kufado Abreso, Emma President Kufado, a preguye. A bromusa bayana, it was re-engineered. Say petition, yes, I'm from review. Now, Chairman, Yamiana Mukrini said, Uti someone never petition him. And Unti Jinas would ye a BC da under the Fourth Republic. A J. Chief Justice every so. Chairman, more Jerem, ni more ya.
Anything I'm a boycott here, no?
Yes, because yeah, the kind I whole demonstration, like I say. It is so unfair. Processes are near the mameno air femuno. Chairman, a BM cry bra, as a mucoy. Ye Justice Buffaboni ni asembia. Na enra asembisia. Na ye pa. Sansa a bra asembisia the injunction cry application koy. Me na ma dream. Ewo mraka krebi muno. Openi Buffaboni and yin bibri ewo mrem. I think that no sen kutimi yin who crayfish asem. Sansa on na ye direct beneficiary of the suspension of the Chief Justice.
I saying Tika President man appointment on can change 1 year.
Would that be? You can empanel. You don't have to sit on it. But he himself presided. Sadly, for me, the rules of natural justice at that time, Chairman, and Chairman, before, because of my 5 minutes, and I will just quote directly from Enra. A year, ya samoa, ya kan ya day. Ewie na me de manu asemasi adaroma nti indulge me kakrebi. I'm just quoting from
I can't be 3 minutes
the minority leader Enra Nkoma Onidi, and it was very profound. A year asamo kan Your Lordship failure of courage. Your Lordship and we na one Justice Buffaboni nekasa. I must speak plainly to you. You have had an enviable judicial career. You have served with distinction on Ghana's highest court. You have earned respect through decades of legal scholarship and judicial service. But you have decimated the legacy through a profound failure of courage. When presented with obvious conflict of interest, you did not recuse yourself. When offered nomination while 7 cases remained sub judice, you did not decline. When constitutional principles demanded that you speak truth to power, you remained silent and showed cowardice. You could have told the president, I cannot accept this nomination while courts are determining whether a vacancy exists. Let me continue serving under Article 1446 until full judicial clarity emerges. You could have petitioned this parliament. Please suspend these proceedings until the constitutional questions are resolved. You chose otherwise, and that choice will define your legacy for far more than your years on the bench. History will forget your distinguished legal opinions. History will remember that when constitutional democracy hung in the balance, when judicial independence faced its gravest threat, when courage was demanded of you, you chose personal advancement over principle. Chairman.
May I say 5 minutes done?
Oh, Chairman.
MP, Pacho Brem.
Medals here.
One I can so could you are one way.
Okay. Time now say come 3 minutes.
Pacho Brem.
Yes, sir. Once when you're done, I'll say with your phone power. Now, and said your course no AFA. Said I'm going to cross it, but me a be na HS or man here reset it. And no, the course were many animal more Kumana fano. The Omoda na deny a dear knee who say busy. And Tianya one. So say, we have a committee now, a subset of the parliament sitting and Kasa if you're in a year transit, no, you're subcommittee no. Now the standing orders in the constitution, a year you my moha. And a presidency near the year you my moha. You know, for your markings, or that Dom Kumanafa, or that woman, the proposal by, or the Koma speaker about dear wanting to say, young veti nominee na ye unisa one here atemu ene emra train ho hyehyɛ ho nsɛm no speaker gina standing orders no constitution so ene kyerɛkyerɛ mu kyerɛ die nti a yɛse ma yɛn veti no nyina so nyina ne sɛ obi de asɛm na kɔ court sɛ wɔn te ase kwa yɛ fa so a yɛyi nipa no ɔyɛ chief justice no yɛyi na firi hɔ ne yɛde foforɔ aba speaker sɛ dabi Parliament no ye arm of government or ye na dwuma enye de mra bi kan wa ha say bi a yayi sei but Supreme Court no so to me idea hye no mu say Parliament no ye bibi ye hye ye mra ana ye di dwuma die bi na say Supreme Court ye de ye mra nyina hye wo monsa ebe ka so o kwan am fa so ye ade etietia mra so ene mra no e boy bra ensie ni a otimi e man hyehyɛ aye ni nyina wotwam we ni asema da ho e ma kwan a yegina so a ye veti Supreme Court first Chief Justice aya nominating no na wo hwa from the start and minority did I say the obeye bia ma animonyama e was a bad dwumadie num o mane o painting picture bi mane yet say NDC for na akoyi o mu Chief Justice so samfoni na no obetwa no wo na nya ade abeboa enti enra me pese ye hwe ne nsem momu a ye bisa na o kan no na Ghana for person mutie no mu say the person na o mampani a nominate no or the competence so beti mama justice delivery in the country aye adwuma ma me hia ni sikani ana say sebi obi a oye tuntuma na akokɔ obi oye sebi CPP MPP UP sabe onya asɛm a yɛde bia anasa yɛde kɔ atemu no animu a wanya no kredi ene pepeye ɛno ana ne yehia ɛno so wotie ne nsɛm ne bi onya akwan kan yɛ na apart from niema omo yɛ na ɛma dwumadie ne ntimi mfulu sɛ ne flu yɛ na de ma menya agidie ba ko no mu yɛ ɔka kyerɛ sɛ ɛnyɛ sɛ yɛbɛ trans ne interpret constitution no sei no nkwa wɔse yɛtra na yɛde conscience kamera na yɛde yɛ atemu no ho ɔka sɛ obiaa ya oye Ghana ni anase wo man mu ha court bia no wo de wasem kɔ hɔ a nhyehyɛ papa bia wo se de adwuma bia de be adwuma o ka so be use AI e de aye ade panel judges ama mo de atra yensem ni so se de be be hu sa asem de ye kodi nipa wo so tra so me die no ono na wo so tra so yenye hwehwem yenye yimu ono akasa mu ye de bidie no be ye afi na ye ma no case ba akokra tra so ndida sa ayi nhwemu no first nhwenimu atemu ne nasefo no nyina no ebefiri ho enti wo hwɛ no ade course no na ye hwɛ de eto aso a na yehu sɛ ne kwan so ano na wo hwɛ ye nuanom ha wo mo former Chief Justice aya yi no na me hu sɛ omatima state me nua pani betna ha yi o ye lawyer ni ebia article this clause that ade a mampani no etiatia so constitution ne say man nye ne say no ye ne say article 146 no
ono we nim rentia o
minim say nim re say we have no kasa ye nim rentia
I can exactly be 40 seconds o cross na me de be kan mama no wa
meka mra bi a o
mampani ye nim rentia
etiatia so na obu so o mampani di ne dwuma so o mampani a yato aba yi no na mra hye ne say ya ye petition ade akoma no or refer the match first ne Council of State de ehumu ayaba
o mampani emra kwan so
ofa mra kwan so nipa no so ye yin so oda ho na mra kwan so onfa na mra kwan so na ye nkɔ ye nim but the o mampani constitution ne share so onye de
1 minute video
me ni bi kwesi bacho brem
de enka eno wa nka 1 minute
still a minimum still a yes privacy
Chairman General, Nana bi akasa o. Wakasa papa.
5 minutes makasa ba. Yi agesi to.
Nana bi, wose Ghana. So police ni ya na bi so obechewa. Wo ye dien. Ubenya sinto bi no wagina so di acho. Na sinto no ni we. Wo a wan kodi mra so na police ni be bechiwo. As one could him as the police in Chiwa. I know police in from so.
Say my baby say na me be mo.
Dabi Obama me the back and me.
Say man na me ma asema wakan.
Dabi Obama me the back and.
Ma asema me keti me see.
No one akai.
Sa no kai me kwala me pekwa asema ka. Cause we chill na dum say sinto no enimre mu a wo kokọ ta
me see ye kan sem bi say police ni ka say opeso onya wo a odo be fa ha be kan asem bi e dia kire. It doesn't mean say wo no wa ya de bone. No. Me ba che da bi. Wo na wa yes, because be say wo. Bibi obegina so no. About bibi obegina so no. It cannot
so the fire extinguisher. So the one ni nyina ya mra.
So the person is right. I beg you. That is the same thing. That is the same thing.
Anna,
send this for my son person you mami. Enti kwan bi on be fa so bi na be use constitution no na ya massage ne kakra.
Enti mra de hin ye bu so. Mra de hin.
Pacho mo mi kama sem.
So the me bamu sana kama edi nze azuma e kasa mi edi.
Mama kwan so de be kan ne chechi mo so enti na chechi. Masa ne to su mi. That's the bafubo ni ya kana sem. Ani biara o free. Oni ni hwan. O man peni Kofi ne hu se dasi bafubo ni. O betumi ayi aduma se judge nipa yepa na bam kukuru no court of appeal. O man peni Kofi yara ne promote no call Supreme Court. So share me background and then say that share me background. O sase no taki otu chambers no ko sase o. Oko Kumasi oni Sir John and what the same chambers and so on. And so we share the background that. Ne shada who NDC bia on the background. The background that. One more oni one year juma fise obey lawyer near day now shepa MPP. And no say oti ho no year juma MPP na say na make. What the background? To free law school by na apart from prison service okoye juma ho kakra. We 9 people no year juma. Enti adem pa nieka.
Yeah, the one mobile na be.
Masa, pacho finally. Adem pa na woga na mremu akire se ufa article 146 na udi chief justice for or right of appeal. Adem na wo constitution musa. Bibi en musa. Na me de yan kam manisi. Why? Minority for more right to say boycott the whole of parliamentary proceedings up to next year. One more right. Members won't boycott, no problem. And right on parliament, so minority boycott, sufficient numbers. The vetting can go on. The approval can take place. What is the problem? Name me who problem there. Woman won't boycott, finish, no problem.
Madam Sekwesi, Inti final thoughts on that.
I can't say you 2 tests na yebeti me de aye parliament ni sisi na ya reset of mine nti. Ebe ya montana ho na kakra mbeka bo mine na ya na ya chechero mine.
Chairman, but let it be said say biem say. Ade ba ko a
omo pa mo.
Chairman. Ade ba ko a ato sini. And say e bin sida under the fourth republic say ye be vete a chief justice be na minority e be free mu eye ade a ate ni sunsum so and chairman yes and me can say be see that because of baby and ye de Ghana ye democrats come in
ye de dru membership no
that is what and you rubber for you go me ye sure say me nyi say ni tim kwan no be say ade a me ko transfer say ye hwan ma na ye tete me ye can say it is all because of enyo no ntia e kwanya NDC for ne omodi judicial can you imagine the fear executive e dia to judicial am obit me court Idi Amin a judge beat me to circuit court it make us say all of us are not equal before the law. It is because of the fear. Say anu ehun bi abo judge say we are crown here beat me too and na hwe attorney general media trial di gofo be gina ho etimi buo mu kumfo ni a chechire judges for go mu say chi
ye benya
very sad very